Hello everyone. This is episode 1 of I don't know what to call this. So this is knitting time with Dove Yarns, which is me. Hello, my name's Kat. I am the designer and maker behind Dove Yarns. Right now I'm only doing designs of like patterns and things, and I have an Etsy for finished products and all that jazz, but mostly I design. I have quite a few designs out right now. I'll have links in the description and everything. I have links to, I'll try to have links to everything I talk about here today and patterns and things like that. So I started knitting when I was 12 years old. I'm 21 right now. I'm a senior in college. I am a music therapy major. And yeah, let's just get started. So I have my iPad here looking up all of my notes and things that I have. So let's see. Let's start with what I'm wearing. Back up a little bit to show y'all. This is my own design. This is the Simply Textured tank, and it is the original I made, so it's out of the yarn that's suggested in the pattern. Loops and thread, I think, something cheap. Usually I'll knit with cheap acrylic yarns or cheap wool yarns that I find, because I am a college student, so I don't really have the funds necessary to always be buying hand-dyed yarns and things, but yes. So sometimes I do knit with hand-dyed yarns, but they tend to be a little out of my budget. If you hear noise in the background, the air conditioning just kicked on. I'm like really nervous for some reason. It's weird to like sit in front of a camera and just talk and have no one essentially listening to me. But yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Etsy, Ravelry at Dove Yarns, and links in the description as much as I can to everything like I said before. Yes, okay. So I do have a Google form for test knitters. If you're interested in being a test knitter for me, please fill that out and it is greatly appreciated. So let's start with a very failed design. So this is what was going to be the Cozy Night sweater. As you can see, it's a raglan design. Just a simple, I'll get up a little close for you, a simple broken rib pattern here. Or is it just ribbing? No, I think it's broken rib. It's hard to tell because the yarn's a little fuzzy, but yes. So let me see if I can put this on for you real quick. It has short rows in it. I designed it, like I said. I'll tell you the yarn when I get my iPad back. But yes, so here it is. It has a fairly deep raglan to it. Stand up here. It has just short rows. Like I said, it's a very cute kind of oversized sweater with kind of more form-fitting sleeves. I think I put this on the wrong way because it's like riding up in the back. So I think my short rows are actually in my front right now. But that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. So this is, I'll tell you the yarn real quick. Sorry, I'm kind of all out of whack here. So I started this on August 17th and I finished it on the 22nd of August. So it only took me 5 days to whip this bad boy out. I am a pretty monogamous knitter. So I like to start my projects and finish them as quickly as I can. So the ribbing is using size, like the cuff ribbing and the neckline ribbing is using size 8 US needles, which is 5 millimeters. And then the body and the main sleeve portion is with US 10, which is 6mm needles. Knit in the round, raglan construction. The reason this was failed, so I had knit this all up and I started grading it, and the math just was not mathing, and I couldn't figure it out, and I got very frustrated, and I said, screw it, and I deleted it. So if people are really wanting this pattern, I might try and make it again, but I'm a relatively small designer right now, so I don't find it really necessary, especially when this is mainly just a hobby, for me to, oh yeah, you can totally see, sorry, I have minor ADHD, as you can tell, and I'm not on meds for it, but you can totally see that that's where the short rows are in comparison to the back. We'll just pretend that that doesn't exist. So anyways, what was I saying? So the math was not mathing, so I scrapped the whole thing. Maybe one day I'll pick it back up. I do really like the feel of it. It's a bulky weight, which I don't typically knit with because I'm fairly thin-ish, but I have a relatively larger bust and shoulders. So heavyweight yarns and oversized knits typically aren't what I go for because they tend to make me look bigger than I am. But I think that this actually looks pretty good, and I think that the my decision of making these sleeves kind of more form-fitting really helped that too. But yeah, so this is my first finished object of August. So I'm gonna take it off now because it's really hot. It's about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm taking that off. So yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to try and make that a pattern again. We'll see. I don't know. I'm busy. I'm a college student. So yes, so the next thing I'm gonna talk about, something I started a little bit earlier and finished a little earlier, because who cares about chronological order right now when this is my first episode and nobody's watching. So I just got these sock blockers. Actually, they're the just classic Knitter's Pride sock blockers here. But this is it's a variegated yarn that kind of ended up self-striping, which is kind of weird. Here, I'll show the other one too. So here's the pair. They match really well, actually. And this is my own design that'll be coming out probably this weekend. They're just plain vanilla socks, so they'll be pretty cheap pattern. But they're called Just Your Ordinary Socks. Heel flap and gusset, which is my go-to heel for my foot. That fits really well. I should probably keep holding this while I talk about it, huh? So, and the toe is just, I don't really know sock terms that much. I'm not a very heavy sock knitter, so pardon my naivete. So the toe, I'll get it a little bit close. I'm filming off my phone as well, so like the camera is like over here, so if you see me looking not like directly at the camera, it's because I'm looking at myself, because I'm very self-centered. So here you can see the toe decreases, just a plain simple decrease. Heel flap and gusset, like I said. I did do the cuff ribbing. It's 1/2 inch or 2 point something centimeters. No, like 1 point something centimeters. Sorry, I'm from the US. I'm so sorry. The ribbing is a twisted rib, 1x1 twisted rib. I did that so that it kind of hugs my calf a little better. And I tend to notice when I do twisted rib, it sits better on my calf and it won't slide down. I could always just go down needle sizes. I knit it on a US 1, so a 2.25 millimeter needle, and I could always go down from the 64 stitch count to the 56, but then sometimes it can be a little too tight around my actual foot, so I'll just kind of accommodate that by knitting the ribbing a twisted rib, like I said. And this is, I forgot to mention the yarn. This is Yarn Bee, so the Hobby Lobby brand. Hobby Lobby's kind of controversial, so I try not to shop there, but when their hand-dyed yarn is cheap, like 14 bucks, then I tend to go there for that when I'm in a pinch and I really want some hand-dyed yarn, but I don't want to spend like $20+ on it just for a pair of socks. So this is Yarn Bee hand-dyed authentic yarn in the color Seraphine C. I think that's how you say that. And yeah, so this is it, and I'm very excited that I actually got sock blockers so that I can take some good pics of that for the pattern that will come out soon. And then the last thing that I finished in August, I didn't finish it in August. I started it in August and I just finished it today on September 6th. This is the Vanilla Twist cardigan. It's a cropped cardigan that is knit in panels and then seamed together. So the back and the front two panels are knit flat, and then the sleeves are knit in the round. Yes, so I used US size 4 needles for all of the ribbing here. And then I used US 4 is 3.5 millimeters, and then a US 6, which is 4 millimeters for all of the cabling details and all of the stockinette that you see. So, and I used these buttons that I just got. They're really cute from Joanne Fabrics, so it's their a la mode brand. I started it on August 23rd and finished it today, so it only took me 2 weeks to start and finish this project. It's out of Cascade 220, the DK weight, and it's in the color Aran, which kind of makes it confusing when you're thinking about it. And well, Aran is a weight of yarn, and so it can be kind of confusing. I'm not going to do that top button because it's a little tight, because I haven't blocked this yet, so it hasn't bloomed as it should. But here it is on. I'll turn around to the back again. Haven't blocked it, so it will stretch out a little bit. But yeah, so superwash wool. I tend to prefer superwash. I know it's not too environmentally friendly, but again, as a college student, I use literally, it's just a regular washing machine and dryer. I don't have the room for things that are hand wash, unless I want to wash it in the bathrooms, shared bathrooms, which is kind of nasty. But yes, so it has, here, I'll continue holding it because I keep wanting to put things down. It has just some simple cabling all around it. I'm trying to figure out how to hold this for you, for the 2 people watching. Yes, and then it has down the center of the sleeve, it has another cabling motif that is repeated as well on the back and the front. Yay! So those are the 3 things that I finished that I can show you in August or in the beginning of September. There was one other thing. Again, all of them are my designs, if I didn't specify that. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm so sorry. I'm rambling all over the place. For the next time, if there's a next time I do this, I will have a better plan and notes and things and whatever. Wow, I've been already talking for 15 minutes and it's felt like 2. So, deep breaths, okay. So they're all my designs. None of them are released yet, except for this one. This has been released. You can find it on my Ravelry, linked in the description of the video. And so, yeah, so Vanilla Twist Cardigan will be sent out to my testers once I get the pictures of it, which will hopefully be soon. I just have to block it. The socks are already tested, ready to go, so just have to finalize that pattern and publish it hopefully this coming Sunday, which is September 10th. Again, that'll be on my Ravelry as well. So, at Dove Yarns. So, let's get into what I'm currently making. So, we'll start with another pair of socks that I'm making, which is the same pattern, just your ordinary socks pattern, which is my vanilla sock pattern that will be coming out again this weekend. So, I always knit my socks, you know, the plethora of socks I knit. I don't knit socks very much. So I typically knit them on a US size 1, which is 2.25 millimeter needles. Here's the leg of it so far. It's a self-striping yarn. This is Premier Yarn. Premier Yarn Serenity Sock Weight in Violas, or Viola. I don't know how to pronounce it. Pardon me. So it's this really nice self-striping purple yarn. I don't typically knit with purple. I feel like, you can see here, I'm very pale. So it tends to wash me out and I get these really bad under eye, like dark purple. And I feel like it brings that out and kind of makes me look more dead and anemic than I already am. But yeah, so I started this on August 20th. This is just kind of, I only have this much. I haven't done the other sock yet. I do magic loop in case you couldn't tell. But I tend to only knit this sock when I'm traveling or, you know, just like that throw in my bag and go type of knit. So again, you can see up close here. Sorry, I'm getting like all up in your face, man. Oh, shoot. Oh no. I dropped my stitch marker. I have needle stoppers, but I don't have them on here for some reason. I don't have them on my other project either. Anyways, so yes, so I got this a long time ago, this yarn. So I don't even know if Premier Yarn still makes the Serenity sock yarn anymore. They might. I don't know. I got it from a friend of a friend of a friend years ago. So who knows? But it's this really pretty color. If I can find it, I'll link it. The yarn, that is. Again, in my just your ordinary sock pattern. I really am just all over the place. And this is the cute little, hold on, snail stitch marker that I'm using. I have no idea if you can even see that. Maybe? Yeah, so he's just a cute little snail with yarn on his back. Or as his shell, whatever. Yeah. So yeah. Again, I'm doing the 64 stitch version. Maybe I will try to do 56 or whatever the smallest size is, because I do have small calves. I don't know. We'll see. If these have too much ease or not enough negative ease, then I'll probably try my next pair going down a size. See how that turns out. Worst comes to worst, I'll give them to friends or something. But yes, so that's that. And then the only other project I'm working on right now, oh, this is gonna be really weird to try and show you. So this yarn, we'll start with that first. This yarn is loops and thread, heathered tweed. It's non-superwash in the color Merlot. When I bought it in the store, I just said that I'm not a purple person, and yet this is another purple yarn. When I bought it in the store, I don't know what about it, but it looked more maroon than purple. And then when I got home and started knitting it, it is very purple, and it's not a red at all. So that was kind of disappointing. It was like $10 or something, less than $10 a skein. I got 3 of these bad boys. I'm only on the second one, and I'm almost done with this main body. This is the Serenity Wrap cardigan, or Serendipity cardigan. I'll link it below. It's not my design, but here's the back. I love how I'm like talking through it. I love how the yarn is knitting up with all the little tweed bits and stuff. It's looking a lot more brown on camera than in person, or like a cool tone purple. It's a pretty, well, I guess it is kind of a cool tone purple. But yes, so it's knit mostly flat, so there's a lot of purling. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of hard to, I have almost the whole body done. It's a paid for pattern, but it's not really that cohesive. I found a few errors in it, which is kind of annoying when I paid like $6 US in it, or for it. So that's kind of annoying. And it's not size inclusive at all, which I didn't fully realize until I purchased it. Otherwise I wouldn't have probably purchased it. I probably would have just designed my own, because it's a very simple stockinette wrap cardigan. But yeah, I am a little disappointed. I didn't get gauge, so I've modified the pattern to fit my gauge and to fit the stitch counts and everything to fit my gauge, so I could use this lovely yarn, because it's so soft. It's 62% polyester or something like that, and acrylic for the rest of it, I think. I don't remember. But yeah, so I'm a little disappointed with this pattern, and the yarn color is all purple when I wanted maroon. I wanted maroon so bad. This is the back, actually, so me doing this helps you visualize it. Not at all, but you know what, that's okay, because I'll link it in the description, and you can click the link and look at it yourself, or when I finish it I'll share it and you can look at it then. But yeah, I love the yarn. Super soft, super nice pattern. There's been just a couple of issues where things aren't really lining up, or it's confusing. It's not the clearest pattern. I'm not sure if English is their first language, the designer's first language, so that could be it. It could just be like mistranslations or things like that. But you know, I'm still happy to support someone, a smaller designer. I think it only had a couple of project pages on Ravelry when I started it. I don't do project pages on Ravelry. I just keep all my notes on my iPad and stuff. Um, but yeah, so that is what I'm working on right now. The socks and this Serendipity cardigan, that's what it's called, not the Serenity cardigan. I don't know what's going through my head. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I've been working on. I knit every single day. It's really my main form of self-care that I do, especially when I'm a music major. So I can't really use, like, music is what is causing the stressors, if that one if that makes sense. So it's hard for me to use music or playing music, singing, that type of stuff as an outlet anymore because of that. But yeah, so that's everything I've been working on. That's a little bit about me. Again, I have a test knitter Google form in the description below. Please fill it out if you're interested in testing for me. I'd love to have as many people test knit my stuff as possible before I release it. I typically do garments. Sometimes I'll do socks and hats and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool. Thanks to the one person who's watching this right now. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.